Whew. Okay, so Lance's cake is done. It's 5:22 in the. We started on the cake at around noon. Stop and go to Dollar Tree, as y'all seen. Y'all came with me, but the cake is in the freezer, and this is what it looks like. I just put some gold beads on it. Now I put it in the freezer because it does have to stay cool because of the buttercream icing. Okay, so tomorrow when I'm ready to set it up on the table right before we cut it, I'll do some piping around the edges, and well, I'll probably do that tonight. I just have to cut out his cake, the cake cardboard that it will sit on. I think I'm gonna do that tonight. Cause here it is, and here's the decorative pieces. They glitter pearls, and they're candy, you know. So I used those, and I used these. They're just little balls of sugar, and I used this spray. This is shimmer spray. I used the gold spray. I didn't use the shimmer yet. I'll probably use some of the shimmer tonight. But at any rate, see, this is my mess. Okay. This is the cake board. So I think I'm gonna just cut the cake board down to the size of his cake, and then I'll be able to sit his cake for the final time on this cake board. And I got this from Walmart, and they come with 3 cake boards in the pack. So just, you know, for you do-it-yourselfers, that's what I'll do. I'll cut the cake board to the size of his cake, because this is a little big. This won't fit inside my freezer. Yeah, see, the board is just a little too big. So this cake is taking up one whole shelf in the freezer. See, I had to pack all my veggies and, you know, move stuff around. You know what I mean? But we're going to make it do what it do. I just put some parchment paper on that whole glass top. And it has a piece of cardboard under it, under the cake. But I'm going to put a cake board, because this is much stronger than that little flimsy cake board that's underneath there. And so there, we're done with the cake. Now we're gonna start cooking. Let me see, I'm gonna make a potato salad. I'm gonna make some rice. Oh, and I'm gonna do those gumbo greens, so stay tuned for that. Okay, I'm gonna bring y'all along and let y'all see my recipe for my gumbo collard greens, or how the old people call it, pot liquor. So stay tuned for that. Okay, I'll be back in 10 minutes. I'm gonna take a 10-minute break. Okay, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I cleaned all my greens. I done took me a shower and everything. It's now 12:24 at night on Friday. Tomorrow is the party, so I gotta kind of finish this up tonight. So this is the last thing that I have to do, prepare for the party, is the gumbo. Okay, the my pot liquor gumbo. So I got all my greens is nice and cut and cleaned, as you can see, and I just rough chopped them, and I cleaned them with some hot water, and I put a little bit of vinegar in the water, because you got to clean these greens good, you know, because they be in the dirt, you know, then they be sitting you know, in the farmer's market, people be walking past, you know, looking at them, probably touching them. So you gotta make sure you clean your greens really good. So I soaked mine in some hot water, and I used a little bit of lemon juice and some clear vinegar. Um, if you have the vinegar, the apple cider vinegar with the mother in it, you could use that in your water as well, with a little bit of what is it? Let me see. A little bit of baking soda. To clean your greens. Now, I know a lot of the old heads gonna say, well, that's too much. Well, this is a new day we live in. You know, you gotta clean your food, okay? You can't just, gone are the days you come home and bring it, wash it, rinse it off a couple times, and that's just it. No, COVID is still out. You got all kinds of other bacteria that we don't even know about. Clean your food, people. Wash your greens, okay? The vinegar does well. So now that's what my pot of greens look like. And I got some to the side just in case, if, you know, I'm doing this just in case if some of my cousins want this recipe, they want to hijack this recipe, then that's fine. Because I promise you, you will never make collard greens the plain way that they made them in our family, which was, you know, they just throw the greens on and put a couple pieces of meat in it, and that's it. So anyway, when you go to the store or a farmer's market, I went to a farmer's market and got the greens. Make sure your greens is nice and big and, you know, leafy. This one, they're kind of limp because I put them in the freezer. But otherwise, you know, when I first got them from the farmer's market, they were standing up. I could fan myself with them, like, you know. But I did put them in my freezer because I bought them the day before yesterday. So it's a healthy looking green. And I'm going to show you how I devein them, okay? So make sure they're nice and, you know, strong. And you could sometimes feel the dirt on them, you know what I mean? So that's why it's good to clean your greens, okay? Clean your greens. So now this is how I devein them, because I don't like that, all of that. I take all of this out, okay? So let me adjust the camera, make sure you guys can see. It's 12, after 12:30 at night, and all my boys are asleep. My husband is at work, so I don't have a cameraman, so I got to do it all myself, okay? So yeah, so I just take my nice little sharp knife. This knife is incredible. And I just cut this part off like that. And I go down from the top like that. Like that. Pop it out. And I have that. See? Ready to be rolled and cut. Okay? But I have to clean these first. I just wanted to save a few to show you guys how I devein them. Okay, I'm going to do a couple more. See that? That part is tough. So I like to just take it out. Okay? And I take mine out at the top, all the way to the top. Okay? All of this, I'm eating that. Okay? So yeah, collard greens are good for you. They're natural, they're a good vitamin source. They're full of vitamins A. They're full of vitamins A, vitamin B, vitamin K. And that's just what I could recall off the top of my head of the vitamins that they have, you know, in them. Collard greens are good. They're good for you. And like I said, make sure you clean them really good, because I could feel the dirt on them. So I just, you know, go from the top where I don't want that vein. All of that goes out. This is what we need. So I did some prepping of everything that I'm going to put in my pot liquor. And again, like I said, I'm just, you know, doing this video just in case any of my cousins or anybody on, you know, want the recipe. But I think a lot of my cousins would try this recipe, and I promise them you will never make greens the old-fashioned way again. Yep, so this is what they're gonna look like. So like I said, you get your vinegar, put them in some warm water, some hot water. So that's what I'm gonna do. Put them in some hot water. Let them soak for a couple minutes. So meanwhile, while they're in the sink soaking, oh, and make sure you clean your sink after you clean your greens in the sink, because if you don't clean them greens out, your sink gonna stink. Okay. What I normally do, I take and I'll cut a lemon and I'll put this down into my drain, into the sink. So, you know, after the greens is done with, it'll have a nice lemon smell. But if you just leave that just like that after you clean your greens, your sink, your drain is going to smell bad, okay? It's a good idea too. You could always put some vinegar in your drain and some baking soda. Same thing you're going to use to clean your greens. I'm going to put some in my water, the baking soda. Baking soda removes dirt really well. So I'm going to let them sit in the baking soda, and I'm going to get my, what's her name? My vinegar, and put in there in a second, but I'm going to give you all the rest of this recipe. Okay, so right here I have 2 chopped onions, rough chopped. I don't like a little onion piece. For me, I rough chop it, because once I put it in the pot, it's all going to break away, and I like big chunks, but you can do it smaller. I have 4 celery sticks cut up, and I have some green peppers, bell peppers. I also have some red, and I have the yellow ones for color. They're going in the pot as well. So once you have these, you good. And I do have in here, other than the celery and the onions, I have a garlic clove, 2 garlic cloves cracked. Okay, so that's that. And all of this stuff right here is my meat that's gonna go in the pot. So I have some beef bacon. I got 4 packs of beef bacon. I got my beef sausage, my turkey sausage. I got 4 packs of each that's gonna go in. I have 2 turkey drumsticks in the pot right now. Let's see. Yeah, so I got the 2 turkey drumsticks. I always give them a head start. Yeah, baby, so they look good and happy. So my greens is good. And all of this meat is gonna go in, and I got me some oxtails. This is optional, okay? This is optional, but I want my gumbo to be the bomb, okay? I also have some shrimp back there. So all of this stuff is gonna be incorporated into my greens, okay? So give me a couple minutes and I'm gonna start putting everything together, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to incorporate all this stuff in with your greens, and you'll make your gumbo, okay? All right, so I'm gonna put my pot on. This is my oxtail pot. I had this pot for about 15 years. I cook nothing in it but oxtails, and that's basically it. So this pot is heavily seasoned, okay? And this is the lid that goes to it. I got this pot out of a thrift store, I believe, if I think back. But yeah, I love it because it's an old iron and it holds a lot of heat, okay? So I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of olive oil to help everything along. So the first I don't know why my phone cut off. I don't think I have enough memory. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start frying my oxtails, okay? And I'll season them up. Oh, that's a big one. But I just want to render down some of this fat because we're going to need this fat to make our roux. Okay, so I just put a little bit of olive oil in the bottom so, you know, they won't stick. But I normally sear down all that fat off of the oxtail. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. And I got some seasonings over here. So I'm gonna put in, I'm doing this with one hand because I'm holding the phone. Some chives. Some garlic powder. just a little bit, so we want to get everything going. Throw this in the trash. Yeah, so I'm going to fry these down, and I'll be back when they start getting a little browner, okay, because I don't want to bore you guys. Once they start, turning brown, then I'll remove them from the grease, because then I'll be putting in my sausage and bacon into the same pot in the same grease. Okay? All right. Okay, so that's how you're going to want your oxtails. Don't worry about that. That's just all the fat being rendered down into the bottom of the pan right there. We're going to use that to make our roux for our gumbo. The fat from the oxtail is the best. Okay, trust me when I tell you. See all that? You want to, kind of, sear that down, all that fat. So I'm going to just turn it and let it cook a little bit on its top. Because all of this, we're going to put it in this pot, because I told you I don't cook nothing else in this pot but my oxtails. So I'm going to pour all of this fat into my cast iron skillet. And it got some bacon and some beef sausage. But you could feel free to use whatever kind of sausage you like. And if you want to use pork, you can substitute these meats for pork. But me and my family, we don't eat pork. So everything is beef and turkey. So yeah. Alright, so I'm going to keep on letting these simmer, and I'll be back. Okay, so I transferred my oxtails out of that pot into my cast iron skillet with my beef bacon and my turkey sausage and my beef sausage. So, if y'all could smell how good it smells in here. And that's just a little bit of rice seasoning. They say it's for fried rice, but as you can see in the picture, it goes good on everything, so it tastes really well. Okay, so everything is getting nice and happy. Now, I'm making a big pot of this, so this is just the first batch of meat. I'm only putting 1 pack of oxtails in, so that's going to be enough, because the oxtails is going to break away and break up, and it'll give the pot, my pot liquor, a lot of flavor. So that's why I'm using the oxtails for flavor. And it tastes good, But technically, I got all this here left to go. And I got some black beans that's going to go in. And I have to still put in my Trinity and my bell peppers. And then the greens go in last in the pot. So Hope y'all taking notes. Okay, so my oxtails is looking just about good enough to get ready to go into the pot. So I'll lift them out of the pot, the cast iron skillet, and put them in the pot with the smoked turkey legs, the smoked turkey drumsticks, and I'll continue on frying up my bacon, because the bacon is going to be basically garnished. It's not going to go into the pot. I'm going to use the bacon as, you know, to garnish. Well, I might put it in the pot. We'll see. But step one is to remove the oxtail very soon. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to render everything else on down. Okay? Give me a few seconds. Okay, so there's the last of my sausage. There's the rest of the sausage and bacon fried up. So I'm going to fry this on up and put it over there. Meanwhile, we got our oxtail and we got our turkey leg, the drumstick, doing what it has to do in there. So yeah. So now after I take the sausage out of here, all that grease that you see at the bottom, we're going to make a roux out of all of that flavor. Okay? Yep, all of that. All of that. That got mad flavor in it. Okay? So we're going to make a roux for our collard greens. Okay? So I'm going to show y'all how to do that with this fat from the bacon and the sausage. Now, we're going to start making our roux. Woo! With this good old grease. So what I did was I turned the heat down. Okay? I got my cup right here. So I'm going to measure out cup of flour. I should have did this before I turned on the camera, because now I got to do it with one hand because I'm holding my phone. All right, there you go. And the key is to making the roux is you just got to keep everything moving. Keep it moving. Some people say do it a little bit at a time. I saw a chef on YouTube said just add all of the add it all in and you'll be fine. Just keep it moving. Add all of your flour in. Okay, so it's like 2-3 stages to a roux. This stage, this color right here is a blonde roux. Okay, so we're going for like a caramel color roux. So just keep stirring, keep it moving. You don't want nothing to burn. If you have to, turn your heat down a little, because this grease is nice and warm from all that rendering down of the bacon. Now, as you can see, the roux is turning colors. It's getting brown. So that's what we're looking for. Now this is the only tedious part about making the gumbo, is when you make this roux. You have to keep stirring the flour in your oil. Don't let it sit, because then it'll start to burn. You have to keep it stirring. You have to keep the flour moving. And I like to use like a wooden paddle. Be careful when you're stirring this roux, because it will pop up and burn you. Okay. So you see how it's getting darker, caramel color in there. That's what we want. So we're going to keep this moving. Y'all get the idea. Keep stirring it. And I'll be back. Okay, so this is the color that we want. Well, this is the color that I use. Some people go darker, but it's going to cook more once we get it into the big pot, okay? So I'm not worried about that. So what we're gonna do now is add in our veggies. Be careful, so I done burnt myself twice. Add in your veggies. Good in here. Let me set the phone up on the stand, and I'll be right back. All right. So y'all basically seen what was going on. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this gravy out of here. Going. Now I'm going to put in all my seasonings. Black pepper. secret ingredient. This here. You could use any Creole seasoning you want. You could use Slap Your Mama or Gumbo file, whatever, but this was all I could find. All the Gumbo file was gone this week, so everybody must be somewhere making gumbo. The Giant ain't had none, and neither did Walmart. And I refuse to go any further than those two places. So once you've got your roux going, you empty out your roux into your pot, okay? Then your collard greens go inside the pot. The greens are the last thing to go in, okay? Hope you guys could see that. And so now it's time for them to go into the big pot. All right, so I'm gonna transfer all of this into the pot with the oxtails, and then we're gonna put our collard greens in, okay? All right, okay, so this is how the pot looks. I wish you guys could smell it. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, so now we're ready to put in our greens, okay? So I'm just gonna pile them in. All right, so now we'll just let this simmer for about, I'm gonna let it go for 40 minutes. No, I'm gonna let it go for about an hour and 20 minutes. And then I'll be back with you guys to let you see what it looks like. And then I'll let you see me plating it up, because it should be ready in about 2-3 hours. I'm gonna let it simmer about 3 hours, but I'll be back in an hour to let you guys see what it looks like. Okay, so that's what my gumbo pot looks like. So we got it on a medium heat. We're gonna let this simmer for 3 hours. And I'm gonna add some more of my Creole seasoning. Some more of my Creole seasoning. Like I said, you could use any Creole seasoning for your pot. It's a couple of them out there, but I just, like I said, this was the only one I could get my hands on. And I added shrimp to give it that Louisiana kick to my pot liquor. And Creole seasoning is good for, it's great on everything, especially if you're making a pot liquor, like you see my man doing right there. All right, so we're gonna let this simmer, and I'll be back to show you guys what it looks like when it's all done. Okay, so this is what it looks like 4 hours later. Oh my gosh, look at that. I just dropped 3 bay leaves in just for a little flavor. So I'm gonna let them simmer down for a couple minutes. I'll pull these out. So that's why I put them where I could see them. But if they get lost in the sauce, then it's fine. But I normally pull my bay leaves out, but look at that. Oh my gosh. We got the bacon in there, the sausage, the bell peppers, the oxtail, and see that orangey color? That's your pot, that's your liquor right there. That's why older people called it pot liquor. Look at that. See, you want that liquor. Cause back in the day, they would drink this just by itself. It got so much vitamins in it, you know what I mean, from the greens. And if you made it Creole style, which makes it hot, it'll clear you out like a chest cold or something like that. So there, that's your pot liquor. And then you had this good stuff to eat it with. So I'm gonna serve this with some nice cornbread and some yellow rice, or a bed of yellow rice. I bet you won't make collard greens the same again if you make this recipe. So I'll be back to let y'all see. I'm gonna let it simmer down a few hours more. This been simmering for about, oh my gosh, this been simmering since 3 o'clock in the morning. It's now 8, so I'm gonna just let it do what it's doing. Oh yeah, and I even put shrimp in there. See my shrimp? I'm gonna keep this shrimp. So I'll be back to show y'all what it looks like in the bowl. Yeah, but this is my version of pot liquor, or gumbo style collard greens. Okay, so I'm gonna plate up, well, bowl up me some. My husband made me a nice little bowl, but I had told him I was waiting for, let me get some of the liquor. It ain't right if you don't make, if your juice ain't this color, the color of liquor should be the color of Christian brothers. Your pot liquor ain't right if it ain't that color. Lance eating chicken nuggets, ain't that something? See, the kids don't appreciate our hustle. All right. So I made mine with some cornbread. And I'm gonna sit right here and try it out. I'm gonna put the phone on the tripod. Give me 1 second. Okay, so we're gonna try my Louisiana style gumbo collard greens. They got bacon in it, oxtail, turkey, what else? Sausage, shrimp.
Come on.
A little cornbread. You make this, you won't make greens the way how you used to. Okay, so that's gonna end this. I'm not gonna finish this whole bowl. So I finished getting ready for the Christmas party, but it turned out magnificent. Everybody gonna eat the whole pot. That's why I got mine right now before everybody get here.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lance. Happy birthday to you. How old are you? How old are you? How old are you? How old are you?
Say 18.
Yeah,
Hey, make a wish for what you wish for, and then blow out the candle.
Now let's eat cake. Let's eat cake. Yes, we're gonna eat cake. We're gonna eat cake. Well, I'm just trying to get everybody on the video.
Robin is right here.
So now we're gonna eat some cake. As always, have a big turnout for this party. We got all these cool devices. Right, Lance?
You don't eat raw food, you don't get no candy.
Have fun?
Thank you.
All right, so we're gonna cut the cake.
Yay.